Welcome everybody to the first ever Pregaming at the Corner Pub, brought to you by Corner Pub Sports. Today it's Gary, myself, Sean, as we take you through Sunday's games, the slate of games here, trying to give you some fantasy advice, start sits for each game, and then we do the Selby Sizzlers, which are 3 games, wage and wise that I've really seen to like this week. So. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Of course, you can catch Corner Pub Sports every other Friday night. So we'll be doing a show this Friday night at 8:15 p.m. on our socials at Corner Pub Sports, where we, do our normal bar talk, and we're going to cover the Eagles and all that stuff. So before we do anything, though, we can do a quick recap, because there was a game, of course, this Thursday night where the Eagles started off the season and took care of business against Dallas. Man, what are your thoughts on that, Gary?
I mean, the beginning of the game didn't look too promising. Like, they flat out admitted after the game that their game plan was to stop Jalen Carter. But that was their game plan. Yep. And they didn't have to worry about it.
No, they kind of took care of business on its own, I guess. Right? He did something stupid and took him out, but they still, they still took care of things. We got comments rolling in here. Sean's a gorgeous man. Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Sean is a gorgeous man.
Yeah, and we got Jay scissors with coffee. We got Jay chiming in here, and we got Broken Bell Network. Check out Broken Bell Network, by the way. The many shows there.
The money shot.
Gary is where the money shot is at. Yeah. So welcome to the show, guys. Thanks for jumping on. But they took care of business, man. They won the game. It was a little closer than a lot of people expected. I said it on our show the last show we did, last Corner Pub Sports show we did. I thought it was going to be a closer game than people thought.
Yeah, I had them 27-24.
Yeah, you were close too. So, division game, you got to remember, and this goes into what we're about to talk about today. Week 1 is tough. Week 2 is tough. Week 3 is getting a little better. This is preseason for a lot of these teams, because a lot of these teams don't play their starters anymore.
Right.
So it's kind of how it is now. So when we're giving you these predictions of these games and start sits, we're basically going off of last year right now, because it's so early in the season you don't know.
Yes.
And you're going off of repertoire. You're going off. I mean, we're going to leave out the obvious names, like obviously you're going to start Jahmyr Gibbs, right? Like, you're starting Gibbs every game. We're going to try to go second tier, third tier, mid tier, maybe some sleepers here and there. So that's what we're going to do.
Yes.
I guess we should start it off. What we got here, Jalen Carter made the game closer than it should have been. Yeah. If he's not out of that game, man, they're not running on us like they were, and we're getting a lot more pressure.
Yes.
But yeah,
but on the other side of the ball, like, you see why Jalen Hurts was the MVP last year.
Mm-hmm.
He won that game single-handedly.
Dude, how calm did he look?
He did it himself.
He looked so calm in the pocket. He looked so calm with everything. I mean, it was crazy. So, all right, here we go. Let's go to the first game here, because we'll cover the game more, the Eagles game more on Friday night show. But we just want to hit on that real quick. All right, here we go. First game of the show, I guess we should say, the premiere of Pregame at Corner Pub. We're going to talk about the Bucs -1 taking on the Atlanta Falcons. This game here, interesting matchup, because the Atlanta Falcons actually beat the Buccaneers twice last year. And they're underdogs at home to Tampa Bay. So for fantasy purposes, I really like Baker Mayfield in this game. His last 2 starts, he averages 330 yards and 3 touchdowns against Atlanta. It's pretty remarkable. Actually, his last 3 games, that's what his average is against Atlanta.
Big fantasy points.
Pretty remarkable there. And then I'm going to sit Mooney for Atlanta. Mooney, first of all, he's a little banged up, and I like Mooney a lot. The thing is, he's
everybody likes Mooney.
Everyone likes Mooney. He's a boomer bust kind of player. He's more of a big play down the field type of guy. I don't know if you're going to get that against the Buccaneers secondary. They're a pretty good defense, so I'm a little worried about that one. So I'm going to sit Mooney in that game there. Who do you like in that game?
For me, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next game here, we got Cincinnati, 5.5 point underdog. I'm sorry, 5.5 point favorites against Cleveland. in Cleveland. And Gary, what do you got for start sits?
I got well, of course, like you said, we weren't going big names, but I had to because their top two performers are or who you should play.
Yeah.
Of course, Jamar Chase, because of the pass volume with Burrow's accuracy, it's money in the bank for both of them. Money in the bank. Got to start both of them.
Yeah, Higgins. Yeah. Higgins is another one.
Now in Cleveland, I say you sit Ford and Sampson because Stefanski hasn't had a running back play more than 50% of the snaps in 4 years, in 4 seasons.
Yeah, there was people taking Jerome Ford in drafts a little early, I thought, in a couple cases. Look, I like Jerome Ford, but that's a crowded backfield, especially now that Junkins just signed his rookie deal. He's the last rookie to sign the deal. He just signed it yesterday or the day before. So that's about to get even more crowded. Yeah, I 100% agree with you there. I'm staying away from those guys. In the game, I like Cincy. I think Cincy takes care of business against Cleveland.
Yes, me as well.
There we go. We got Ryan checking in saying David Njoku, starting David Njoku. So, yeah, I mean, he can't go wrong with him, man. He's definitely a red zone target too for Cleveland. So he's always, it's him and Judy really. That's it. Next game we got Miami and the Colts. Colts are favored at home by a point. Gary, what do you got there in that one?
All right, we got you got to sit to it. Like too many injuries. I mean, he's a hit away from being dead. You know what I mean? Like, and there's other better quality QB1s you could start.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now starting in that game, I have Jonathan Taylor.
Okay,
because in 6 games in 2024, he had 138 plus rushing yards average per game.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. And again, Taylor's a top back, and if you draft him, you should be starting him. But, yeah, I mean, he's it's funny with Taylor. Quiet production. Like the guy consistently puts up numbers, and people forget about him. They're not putting him in the same tier as like a Josh Jacobs for some reason, and he is in that same tier. So
that's because he's on a shit team.
That's probably why. Next, what we got here? So there's comments popping in here. We got Bengals, Jay says, and then he's got Miami over the Colts. So next game here we have the Vegas Raiders. Underdogs, 2.5 points against the Patriots. New England, things are looking up a little bit in New England. They made a lot of free agent acquisitions. They beefed up that defense. A defense that, to be honest with you, I always thought that their defense was pretty decent. I thought last year they kind of took a step back. There was injuries. But let's see if it makes a difference against a new Raiders offense, too. New coach, Pete Carroll. David Carr is gone. By the way, Derek Carr does a pregame show now for Prime. He was excellent. He was absolutely excellent.
At it. Yep.
I was surprised. I was like, whoa, this guy actually, I thought he had no personality. I mean, he was awesome. He's going to find himself getting in, like, he's going to find himself climbing the ranks as far as doing commentary.
Yeah, well, he couldn't do it on the field. He might as well do it somewhere.
That's right. Do you remember when he whimpered when he got hit?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So in that game, I'm starting. So speaking of the, the upside of the Patriots, Drake May. I'm going to start Drake May if I had him against the Raiders this week. I think that's a good place for him to kind of start getting going there. And I'm sitting on the flip side for the Raiders. I'm sitting Jacoby Myers. I think Christian Gonzalez was questionable. I know he's a little banged up. If he's going against Christian Gonzalez, that's 100% a sit. But I'm worried about Jacoby Myers anyway. There's something going on there behind the scenes. He's not happy. I would be a little worried there. Ryan said he's all on Drake May. 100%. Yeah, I think he has a good game today. Next, we're going to move on here to Arizona, 6.5 point favorites against the Saints. A lot of points there. I am going to start James Conner in this game because the Saints were the 5th worst team against the run last year. Again, it's early in the season, but this is all we can base it off of at this point. I think James Conner is in a prime spot there. And again, James Conner is more of an upper tier guy. If you draft him, you should start him, but don't even hesitate. Start him, put him in there. On the flip side, I am going to sit Chris Olave. Spencer Rattler is the quarterback. Rattler. is the quarterback there for the Saints. We don't know what we're going to get out of him. They don't know what they're going to get out of him. Olave had a very inconsistent year last year. I kind of stayed away from him. I don't have any shares of him in any of my leagues, 6 leagues I'm in now, which is ridiculous.
I don't know. Let's see what that head coach can do with that quarterback. That'd be interesting to watch.
It's one of the reasons why I like Alvin Kamara. Is because I think Kellen Moore is going to use him a lot. I mean, first of all, Alvin Kamara is one of the best out of the backfield as far as catching the ball.
Yes,
I think he has the potential to catch 70 balls out of the backfield.
I'd put him in the backfield. He's a big guy. He can still pound some of the backs, and he can still pound defenses, dude.
Yeah,
he can still do it.
Yeah, he's Broken Bell says, "Wow, Saints getting no respect this early." I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. I don't know. I mean, maybe they'll surprise people, and maybe it could be a dark horse, and make a run. I just think that defense is a mess. I think they're going to basically tank and see what they can do for next year. Honestly, I don't think they have much, but hey, you never know.
Is Kellen Moore to rebuild that team though? The guy, is he the guy?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the guy's he's got a good offensive mind, and I'm sure he has some good schemes, and that's why I'm not 100% out on them, but I don't like them at all today against Arizona. Not that Arizona is that good of a team either.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
But I think I have a close friend who's a Saints fan. He's completely down on them. He sees nothing with them. So I got to go with someone who knows best, right? Next game here, we got Pittsburgh, 3-point favorites over the Jets. I'm actually surprised that it's only 3-point favorites. I'm going to start Jaylen Warren in this game. Jaylen Warren going against the Jets defense. Jets defense to me is another thing. Like, again, they're trying to improve that side of the ball. I don't know. I think Jaylen Warren might have a little bit of a day here. Maybe gets in the end zone against the Jets here. And I'm sitting Breece Hall. People are taking Breece Hall took Breece Hall way too early in fantasy drafts this year. I didn't believe in him last year. I'm certainly not believing them in this year. I think they're taking a step back from where they were last year, and you got competition breathing down his neck. So I think Breece Hall's on his way out, to be honest with you.
Wow.
So, all right, next game we have is the Giants and the Commanders. Commanders are favored by 6 points at home. Gary, what do you got here?
I got you got Malik Neighbors has to start, because the Commanders' pass defense is suspect. Like he can light it up. He can have a great day today. And, you got Trey Amos will be defending him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's not much out there on that kid. But that's for the must start. Now to sit, Austin Eckler has to sit. Because he'd rather sit than play. So that's why you got to sit him.
We got Jameson. Might want to flex Benson. A lot of hype at him in camp. Yeah, my only hesitation, it's week 1, and you're taking a stab. That's why I try to stay away from rookies. I'll get to that in a little bit. With Carolina, that's Gary's next game here. McMillan kind of worries me because there's a lot of hype around him too. Not saying Benson's not a rookie, but but these guys who have this hype, until they prove it, I'm afraid to put them in my lineup unless you're playing a best ball format and it doesn't matter. Then you drafted him. Yeah, he's going to put up points for you, hopefully. But as far as setting a lineup and forgetting it, I'm a little worried about putting Benson in, or a guy like McMillan, or even a Travis Hunter. I'd be a little apprehensive to do it right now of week 1. Let these guys get acclimated first, and then see what they can do.
Yeah.
That's what I think. We got Chris from Philly. I need a tag leg parlay. Give it up, kids in Catholic school, man. Yeah, we'll see about that.
Got to pay that tuition.
That's right. All right. So next game here, Gary, you got Carolina and Jacksonville. Jacksonville's 3.5-point favorites at home against Carolina. I'm curious to see what you have for this one. Start sit.
Well, you got to start Hubbard because Jacksonville is the least talented defense in the entire NFL. So Hubbard will have a big game.
I like that, actually. I had him marked down, man. I like him, man.
Yeah, Jackson, and then you got to sit Tank Bigsby. And he's got a fantastic name, but he's the guy that's got to sit this week. There's better talented running backs ahead of him. I think
I
he's
don't
the
know.
guy
I
you
mean,
said.
yeah, I mean, you got a rookie there, and you got NTN. You know, to me, I think Bigsby's better than NTN. I just don't think. I think because of the stock that they put into NTN, they're not going to put Bigsby in there until NTN struggles again. Like last year, NTN was hurt and got hurt. You know, or sorry, was hurt and then struggled. So I think that right now, yeah, I think that's the move. You can't start Bigsby right now if you have him. I know he was everyone's sweetheart last year, midway point through the year, but yeah. All right, next game here we got Tennessee and Denver. Denver, I think that line actually moved. It's now 7.5 in Denver's favor, or in Tennessee's favor, I guess I should say. But in this game, I'm starting J.K. Dobbins. Even though I'm not starting him in my one league that I have him in, only because I have better options. But, you know, if you're teetering, you know, maybe have a guy like Trey Benson or Dobbins. I'm starting Dobbins over someone like Benson. You know, a deeper league format, you know, Dobbins is actually, I am starting Dobbins in a guillotine league that I'm in. So I do have him as a flex in that league. I think Sean Payton is going to try to use Dobbins the way he used his past running backs. And until RJ Harvey, again, here's the rookie thing. Until RJ Harvey gets established in that offense, I don't think you're going to see a 50-50 split or anything like that. I think it's going to be like a 70-30 split in Dobbins' favor at this point. Yeah, so here we go. So you don't think the Young Bucks are going to ride the wave? It's not that I don't think they will. I just don't trust in who's going to do what at this point. You know, like if you want to go, if your team's a bunch of young dudes and you have no other option, that's what you got to do. I know Phil. So Phil's asking that question. Phil drafted very young. Like his team, his one team he showed me, he drafted very young. So you don't have another choice. Jamie said thoughts on RJ Harvey. I think Harvey has potential. I just think that at this point in the season, I think for the first like 3-4 weeks, you might not start seeing him get it. I'll use this as an example. Jahmyr Gibbs. When Gibbs came in the league, everyone was high on him. It took, again, 6-7 weeks before Gibbs really started getting going, before they started using him the way they need. The team is also adjusting to the player. The player's adjusting to the team. They got to figure out how to use this guy in the best spot.
It's harder for a rookie to adjust into the NFL. Like, that's tough.
Yeah.
And it's game one. It's game one.
It's funny, Ryan says Ridley. I'm actually sitting Ridley this week in one of the leagues I'm in. He's going against Patrick Surtain. Enough said. You cannot. Patrick Surtain averages like 2 points fantasy wise against him in the last year. There's no way I'm starting him. So not this week. And even though he's probably the only option, like Ryan said, he's the only option Tennessee has. There's no way I can start him.
Right.
Next game, we got San Francisco point favorite over Seattle. Gary, this one's all you. San Fran and Seattle.
Man, this was tough. Christian McCaffrey's got to start in this game, I believe. Like, production before his injuries were stellar. After his injuries, he had phenomenal seasons rushing the ball, catching the ball. He is older, but I don't know, man. Like, last year, if he wasn't hurt, he'd have probably been the number 3 running back in the league.
Yeah, I'm a little apprehensive there, only because he's questionable. He's got a calf injury. It's week 1. I don't know if they're going to rush him into action to carry the ball. You know, there you go. Yeah, there's Ryan. It seems he's playing. He's questionable. I don't know. So I'm a little worried there. Phil said CMC is going to get like two quarters and disappear. I think CMC gets used sparingly today. But you know, if you have McCaffrey, I mean, are you not going to play him?
Absolutely, yeah. He's going in.
You have to. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So Phil said yes. McCaffrey is going to play today. All right. Who's your sit for the game?
Sam Darnold. Like, he had a phenomenal time with Minnesota, but I mean, before Minnesota, he wasn't very dependable or reliable. He's on a new team. He's got to learn a new system. In game 1, I would sit him.
Okay. All right, next game. This could be the game of the week. This is a good one. There's actually really a couple. There's another one that's going to be really good too. But we got Detroit going into Lambeau as 2-point underdogs. The team that should have probably been in the NFC title game against the Eagles, despite all the injuries they had. They're relatively healthier now. New coordinators. Is that why people are afraid? And is that why they're underdogs against Green Bay? It's gonna be a good game.
Yes.
What do you have for start sits in this one?
I got 2 starts in this one. You gotta start Jahmyr Gibbs. Because if you know, you know. If you don't, sit down and order some wings. He's got to start. Jahmyr Gibbs has got to start. On the other side of the ball, I got like Jordan Love. Detroit likes to play man-to-man, and 48% of the snaps, Love absolutely tears apart in that coverage. Sit. This is Jared Goff. You have to sit him.
Yeah.
The reason why. He just has 14.3 points when he plays as an underdog. This week he's considered the underdog. And when that happens, he only gets 14.3 points per game in fantasy.
Yeah, I've been seeing Goff on a lot of lists. A lot of people are down on him. It's tough, man. It's really tough. Look, Jameson Williams just got an extension this week, yesterday actually. So like maybe he's a play that you want to go after. Maybe he can be a deeper play for you. He's riding high off of getting rich. But I don't know. It's Green Bay's defense was already half decent last year. They just got better with Parsons. Does Goff struggle because of that? It's a good question, man. It's going to be interesting to see how that game plays out. I don't know what to say in this one. I'm staying away from that game. I'm surprised that it's a 2-point line in Green Bay's favor, to be honest with you. But I think I might have to say Detroit might cover that one. But who knows, man? It's gonna be crazy. Let me see here. Green Bay closed so many holes this year. Lines are overrated right now, unproven, coming off of every injury in the medical textbooks, say Broken Bell Network.
That's a great point.
I can't disagree. I don't know if Detroit was overrated. I think despite all those injuries they had last year, they still hung around. You got to give them credit. I mean, they stuck in there, but Washington made them look like Washington clapped those cheeks. So,
yes.
We got a couple games here left. Houston and the Rams. Rams are 3-point favorites at home. In this game, I'm starting Devontae Adams. Look, I'm not a Devontae Adams fan this year. I think he's getting to the point where maybe you're looking at, maybe he's starting to, he's on the downslope of his career, obviously, but I think he might be closer to the end than people think. That's just my opinion. We'll find out this year. The Rams might use him in a way that surprises everybody. But the reason why I'm starting Adams this week is that last year the Rams scored on 41.5% of their possessions, either a touchdown or a field goal. They score a lot of points. They were second in the league. So, someone's going to get the ball there. Nakua is obviously the main target there. Devontae Adams might benefit from that. We're going to see how he plays out this year, man. That could be an interesting situation there. I think the Rams do pretty well this year. But I like Houston too. I think Houston bounces back this year. I think CJ Stroud has a bounce back season. But despite that, I'm going to sit one of his options, Christian Kirk. Kirk has a hamstring issue right now. And even though I think he's technically the number 2 option in Houston, I'm kind of sitting away from. I'm going away from him right now. Let me see here. Ryan said start Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is going to get the carries for Houston now because Joe Mixon's out for at least the first 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of Rams picks here. We got Polsky jumping in here saying Rams. Jay saying the Rams. So yeah, it's that's going
to be a good football game.
Yeah, this could be a good one. All right, here we go. We got Baltimore and we got Buffalo. Garrett, I give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I gave you. Okay, I was just making sure I had you covered here.
Yeah, I'm all good. My list is done.
Okay. We got Baltimore 1-point underdogs in Buffalo. This should be a really good game. Sunday Night Football should be a blast to watch. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely start Mark Andrews. I have, even in non-tight end leagues, I'm starting Mark Andrews if I have him. There's no Isaiah Likely. I think Buffalo's gonna try to attack the inside of the field. They want to get to Derrick Henry as much as possible. I think that's going to open things up for Andrews in the middle. And I think Andrews wants to kind of redeem himself after what happened last year. I think he had a rough ending in the season. We all remember what happened. He dropped the ball in the end zone, and that should be a tough one. Broken Bell Network. Am I the only one who thinks that Lamar Jackson looks like Tyro Wiggums? Y'all got the peanut butter crack sandwiches?
That ageless winner, Henry.
Yeah.
Like as bad as his body's been taking hits, and he's still running that ball like he's a freaking rookie. Like,
yep.
Damn.
Yeah, he it's unbelievable, man. It's absolutely unbelievable what he's been able to do. He's what 32 now, something like that. So it's crazy, and he's still going.
His body's taking a beating,
and he doesn't show like he's going to slow down anytime
No.
soon. Man, looks like he's got at least 3-4 more years in him. So
he's in the top 5 in a lot of drafts.
He almost had 2,000 yards last year.
Yeah, like
crazy. All right, so that leaves one more game to cover here. Monday Night Football. Minnesota 1.5-point favorites on the road in Chicago. I actually think that line's pretty short, to be honest with you. Chicago's another team that I think has a chance to improve over last year. I still don't think Minnesota or Chicago is that good of a team, though. I'm a downer on Caleb Williams. I know that Caleb Williams had some moments last year, but I don't believe in that franchise and the way that they're doing things. I don't know if they know what they're doing.
He's a me guy. He cares about himself. He don't care about the team.
Worried about painting his fingernails.
Yeah,
So we got Broken Bell. Lamar Jackson looks like Ron Gant's rough ears. If you know, you know. Ryan Sheed said Hopkins could be a sneaky flex spot. Yeah, he can for Buffalo. Just backtracking a second here. All right, so Ryan says Swift. Now, I have Swift on my list for this game. I have him as a sit. The Vikings were a top 5 team against the run last year. So DeAndre Swift is on my sit list this week. And on my start list for this game, TJ Hawkinson. With no Jordan Addison in the lineup. Addison against Chicago last year in his 2 games, 12 receptions, 166 yards. It's pretty solid numbers there for 2 games for a tight end who, by the way, was coming off injured. So I like that situation there. If I'm Hawkinson, if I'm a Hawkinson owner, I should say. So, ladies and gents, I think it's time for some of our favorite segments. So here we got TJ goes, what's his name? Caleb Williams. And then Jamie said, I've been waiting for Henry's drop off for 5 years now. Yeah, I hear that. All right, it's time for the Selby Sizzlers.
We going Sizzler. We going Sizzler.
Selby Sizzlers, where I gave you 3 games that I love this week as far as waging wise. We got Jay clear the table, scissor time. Here are 3 games that I like this week.
Here the eggs fried on the black stone.
I love it. So I'm trying to get over it. I'm getting hungry.
That's great.
First game that we covered today was Atlanta and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay point underdogs. I'm sorry, Atlanta point underdogs. I love Atlanta to win outright in this game. I think they surprised Tampa Bay today. I think that offense getting louder too. More bacon being thrown a little bit. I love Atlanta this week. I don't know why. There's something about it. It's gonna be one of those games that's shocked. It's one of those week 1 surprises. So I'm going Atlanta. Game 2 of my Sizzlers, Denver to cover that 8.5. Now 7.5 makes it even better. But to cover that 8.5 over Tennessee, I'm 100% going Denver. And then my last Sizzler is Carolina to beat Jacksonville. At very least to cover. It's 3.5 points Jacksonville favorite by. I'm taking Carolina. So again, Atlanta, Denver, and Carolina are my 3 Sizzler games. So there you go. There's your Sizzler. Yeah.
Good stuff.
So here we go. Damn, I need a Sizzler to make a comeback. Anyone remember that on the Boulevard? Well, that's where that starts off.
Yeah. It's that restaurant.
So that dude, it's some dude who went to the last Sizzler that existed. And I took him like, he's walking through the buffet line. He's all excited. He started, we going Sizzler. So I had a little reverb on it and made it a thing. So there you go. There's your Sizzlers. There's your fantasy advice. Dude, right on the mark. I said a half hour. We're on the mark. Half hour. Best luck to everyone. Week 1 fantasy. Have fun. Enjoy the games today. And the best part about today is that we don't have to worry about the Eagles because, they already won, baby. Eagles already won it all. Everyone else has to catch up, including the Chiefs who lost on Friday. 0-1.
Oh, my God.
Starters, man. They're
but now they're going to come in against the Eagles all pissed off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, you got a good point. Are they going to go 0-2?
No way. I don't think so.
No.
We'll get into that on Friday.
Yeah, so that's it for pregame at the Corner Pub. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys on Friday night, Corner Pub Sports. And we'll see you guys, if you're tuning in for this, next Sunday at 11 o'clock, pregame at the pub. See you guys.
See ya.